Welcome to the Developing Dads podcast, episode number 101. Here we are. We've passed the 100 threshold.
I thought we were going to stop announcing the numbers, Neil. Have you just gone into full automatic mode?
Yeah, I think we should just keep doing it. It's our thing now. But yeah,
Is it like reminding ourselves of how great we are at this podcasting thing?
exactly. But
3.5 listeners, up to 101 episodes. It's great.
a few people have come out of the woodwork actually and said, "Yeah, I'm still listening," which is nice. So we've got a few people actually that have listened to all 100. Which
Really?
yeah, there's been a few.
Why?
Yeah, why? I don't know. Maybe we're insightful. Maybe they enjoy our chat. Who knows? But
Maybe they feel sorry for us, Neil, and they're like, you know what? No one actually listens to this thing, so if I listen to it, at least they feel like they're doing something. But it's nice to hear. I'm not gonna. Don't get me wrong. It's just it feels weird. It doesn't feel weird. It shouldn't feel weird. Doing something that I don't care. Like I don't. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Like I think I've just been maybe programmed because I've been in social media and business, and that's kind of how I make my money and whatever else. But you're always kind of like trained to measure something. Like, is it doing something for you? If it's not, then what's the point? Like, you know, or you're measuring your environment in the sense of like, am I bored? Am I not bored? Could I be doing something more? Could I be doing that? Whereas this, I'm just like, nah, mate, just turn up and hold the microphone in my face and talk about stuff.
And it goes back to your point where we don't need to have a subject. Most of the time we could just roll with it, and generally something comes out. We all consume content and have interesting things to say sometimes. So we don't need to get hung up on
Sometimes.
what's the topic, because I think that stressed me out a little bit, especially leading up to the 100. It's like, I don't know, episode 80 and 90, we're just like trying to fumble around what should we talk about. But I think just, talking about random stuff is fine. And this is what we're doing. This is what we're going to do today.
Some of the feel-good podcasts. So, like, not every podcast I come out feeling amazing, but that's probably also off the back of like just the general day has not necessarily felt great because I've been tired, I've been working or whatever else. But all of the ones that I feel, a lot of the ones that we feel that we've not planned or had anything particularly grandiose to talk about, I've actually come out thinking, it's fun.
Yeah, definitely. Things off your chest. Chat with a brother.
Or it's just fun. Like, it's just a conversation. It's like, I've got something in my mind, fancy talking about it. And there's just no pressure. And I think that's why I also hark back to the idea that, you know, even though it's really nice to hear that people are listening to it, I'd still keep doing it if no one was listening to it, because it's fun. It's just a thing that you do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, Neil, I interrupted your lovely introduction.
No, I mean, there wasn't much else to it. This is a random dad chat episode. I'm sure we're going to hear all about Gordon's Dubai trip, and I've got a few updates in terms of what I've been up to. So we may as well get straight to it, like we always do in the podcast. We ask how each other are. How are you? How is Dubai? Are you over the jet lag yet? Yeah, give me some intel.
Jet lag is fine. I think Olivia's got over a bit of a hump on it now. She woke up at 6:45 this morning, which is kind of around her usual time. So I feel like that's a reasonable indicator. I was kind of over it pretty quickly, because I think going to America is easier than coming back from America. So flying to Dubai is harder than flying back from Dubai, because you're going the other directions. That's what I think anyway. I don't know why, but getting there was hard. But then you kind of get over it because you're on holiday.
You're adrenaline.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just loving life. And then coming back, it's been easier because it was a day flight. Like at late afternoon Dubai time, came back 6 p.m. UK time, and then just went straight to bed really. So it's been fine. And I haven't really woken up. I woke up maybe 3 a.m. a couple of times, but you just go back to sleep, right? Jet looked fine. Dubai was one of the best holidays I've ever had. Like, hands down.
Nice.
Why was it good? It was good because Olivia's now of an age that she can like interact and run around and jump off the pool, and she's funny and, you know, experiments with her words and the things she does and everything. And it's warm and it's sunny and there's no rain and it's all safe. Like, we left all our stuff on the beach to go for lunch and came back, it was still all there. The pools are all really well set up and nice. The staff are super friendly and really sort of accommodating and helpful. The food is excellent. The modernness of the city means you're not necessarily going to have potholes everywhere. So if we took Olivia's scooter, she's not going to face plant every 5 seconds. What else really? Just also seeing friends while we're there as well. Kind of had an interesting balance to it because we did 3 days in an all-inclusive hotel and then we did 7 days with them, and it was really like they had a great setup because they live downtown, which is near the Burj Khalifa, so it's very walkable for Dubai malls and all sorts of bits and pieces. It was just great, Neil.
Nice.
I think
that's good to hear.
Is the way to put it. Yeah, it felt amazing.
Quality time with the family.
Really good quality time. Really, really good.
And it makes you think.
It is a bit of
about Dubai in terms of the why you'd want to go. And we did Lanzarote with Isla in January a few years ago now, and that was a phenomenal holiday, but it was slightly on the cold side, so we couldn't guarantee the kind of great weather. The pool was a bit cold. We still made the most of it, but with Dubai you've kind of got that almost 100% guarantee. Great weather.
I can't stress enough,
and that makes a holiday pretty good.
It's helpful.
Yeah.
It was great. Like, it was just, you know, the only thing is, it's like, you know, you can't be gay and you can't, like, you can't get past the idea that people are being taken advantage of quite a lot.
Slave labour and all that stuff.
Well, that's all that. Yeah, it's a bit kind of like, but you know, it is what it is. And it's just a great holiday. Like, I don't know anywhere better at that time of year. So in the winter time, so it's 27 degrees. Some days we're kind of closer to 30. I can't think of anywhere better.
Yeah.
The only thing it is a kick in the face is the prices of stuff. So if you want a cheeky Starbucks, Neil, £6.50
for one coffee.
Yeah.
Wow, that must have gone up since we went.
Who knows, Neil?
Yeah.
Either way, £6.50. You want a glass of wine? It's going to be 15-20 quid standard.
Yeah.
What were the other things that we bought? Like, Laura bought some oats because we're obviously staying in a flat. £8 for like a half kilo bag. Milk's super expensive. Laura bought some bug spray stuff. It was like 12 or 15 quid.
Yeah.
It's just
small.
You see this kind of BS Instagram stuff comes up where it's compared London to Dubai and the prices of everything. Absolute nonsense. Absolute and utter poppycock. Like, it is way more expensive there for a lot of things. Like, way more.
Yeah.
And even if just going to buy clothes, you're 20% more expensive. Went to because of Dubai Mall. We've been there, Neil, and Dubai Mall's massive. We're looking at some kids' clothes and stuff like that, and it's just pointless buying it. I looked at some. I really like Lululemon shorts. I don't know if you've ever tried a pair of Lululemon shorts on. They're fantastic, but they were 20 quid more expensive than the UK.
Mad. So
if I just bought it in the UK, well, I mean, it's not. I can understand why food and stuff is more expensive because it's not like they produce anything. It's a desert. But it was just, it was a bit bonkers in terms of the price. So we just ended up spending quite a lot. But then, because Don and I were so gracious in terms of letting us stay, then we're not necessarily paying directly for accommodation. We went to some nice meals.
Did you get any
a cigar bar?
Did you get any wife and husband free time?
We did on the first night that we stayed with Don and Alia. So Don was working late because he works on sort of like American Stock Exchange time. So he'll start much later in the day, but we'll obviously work quite a bit later. But we did, and it was cool. The bar that we went to that you really liked, and we had some shisha and some beers. Well, we went. I took Laura there because it was right next to where we were staying.
Oh, nice.
And it was great. It was just the two of us. We had some. Again, I think we spent £147 for some guacamole and chips, a couple of bits of sushi, and 3 drinks each.
Wow.
So there you go. If anyone's considering moving to Dubai, that's what you'll spend on a casual night out for a couple of beers.
Do you think it helps with the tax avoidance? Not avoidance, but
tax-free lifestyle. Yeah, like it's because I said to the way I set my business up, for example, Neil, in the UK, like there's a certain level of income that I don't go above because it just doesn't really quite make sense from a tax perspective. So I just live a little bit lower in terms of my income, and my business generates more, and it kind of builds up, and I'm potentially going to use that as like a pension income thing and down the future. Anyway, it means that I don't realize all of the gains that my business makes. So all the cash that sits in my business. So in Dubai, it would be the other way around. I'd realize all of the gains in my business. And so basically I'd 3x. Yeah, I'd 3x my income. But you wouldn't spend, like, I'm not going to live a lifestyle that's 3 times more expensive. Like, it's certainly going to be 20 to 25 to 30% more expensive probably to live in Dubai. But I'm not going to spend all my money. So the lifestyle there is, yeah, I'd be in considerably more income. But yeah, sure, there are probably things that are more expensive. But then taxis are super cheap. Like, the taxis were, to do half an hour ride, it was like 10 quid. The petrol out there is really cheap as well. So I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah. And it did kind of yank me a little bit and think, could we live in Dubai?
Wow.
Even
for a couple of years?
Nah, it has to be 5 years to make it, like, it's for tax reasons in the UK, I think. If you kind of go back within a reasonable time frame, then there's kind of like questions asked, and you kind of don't want that.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, yeah, we did think about that, but then we've got such an amazing setup with David and Denise and Olivia and all this kind of thing here. It's like it's almost like incomprehensible what they offer us and what they give us in terms of like the support, the love that they get from Olivia, the love they give to Olivia, the love they give to us, just the whole kind of family network thing. Like, there's no price on that, unfortunately, and I wouldn't give that up for 3 times more income.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because it's bloody good. Apart from Dubai, what else have we been doing? That's about it, really, to be honest. Got back on sort of Wednesday. Tuesday or Wednesday? Tuesday.
Did you manage work while you were out there? How did that?
Yeah, I kind of balanced it. Did a bit in the morning, did a bit in the evening. I probably could have done a bit more, but I don't know. It's holiday, right? And I'm just trying to slot back into good old blighty world of work and whatnot. Went to football actually on the Wednesday night. Watch Fulham 5-0 against Nottingham Forest. Neil, it's a great result. That was lovely. And just been trying to catch up with work, get on with that, sort it all out, keep the mind focused on work stuff. I was actually. This is a good thing I was thinking about, Neil. We've talked about, like, you like spending time on your own.
Yeah.
And I like spending time on my own.
Yes.
Now, there's a YouTube channel called The Life of Riza. Have I shared it with you before?
Never heard of him or her or what.
Well, she's young. She's really young, early 20s, I think. But her YouTube videos are like cinematic films. They're beautiful, really, really amazingly shot. But she also kind of just does this kind of like life vloggy, advicey kind of thing. And anyway, I was watching one of her latest videos. Again, beautifully shot. Really, I'm very jealous of how good she is at cinematography for her own YouTube channel. We talked about she went on a Think Week. And Think Week harps back to Bill Gates would do it twice a year, where he would just take himself off, no technology or whatever else, just read or journal.
Yeah, I've heard him say
life
that in a podcast before.
That's really appealing to me. And not a week, like that's too much for a married man with a kid. But even like 2 nights, where you get a cabin in the forest and you have an emergency phone.
Yeah.
But outside of that, you just read books and you just write stuff and think about things.
Yeah.
And you're just totally disconnected.
I think that would be a cool thing. And we've talked about it before.
Yeah.
It's just
do you reckon you could do it? You reckon you could say to Rebecca, by the way, I'm off for 2 days?
Yeah, I reckon so. We actually went to last weekend, we went to an Airbnb, which is just in a place called Lower Largo, which is a coastal village. Had a kind of a hut. Doesn't do it justice. It was like a bougie hut, with obviously bathroom, kitchen, and a bedroom upstairs and stuff. So a really nice wood burning stove, and that's the kind of place I could imagine like going. There was no shops there. There was no kind of Starbucks or anything. It was quite isolated, right by the beach. So you could go in for your sea swims if you want. There's a coastal path to go for runs. Yeah, it was pretty cheap as well. So we spent a night there together, and that was amazing. But on your own, that's the kind of place I would like.
I think there's probably some structure you could have to it, but I don't know. There's just something feels good about that. I think probably from a business perspective as well. Like I can sit down and really think about the stuff that I'm doing, why I'm doing it, how I'm doing it. Just because I found this year trying to allocate some time to just thinking about what I'm doing. Whereas before I would just do a lot of doing. It's just all doing. I feel like that's helped me develop into what we have now, or what I have now in terms of my the business overall. So I need more of that. So maybe I'll book something in January. I'll see what Laura says, because Olivia goes to the grandparents on on a Monday night through to Wednesday night. So it'd mean that I could just take that and go and do something and see if I come up with it. But anyway, I was thinking about that Think Week. Outside of that, bought a new camera. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a cheap one. I'm into my 35mm film thing.
Yeah.
Well, there's something called 120, which is medium format. So it's just a larger film roll, right? Bigger negative, essentially. So you get more detail, more sharpness, more loveliness. And I've been thinking about getting one. It's fully manual, so there's no electronics in it, so it doesn't autofocus. It's no light meter or anything, so you got to use your phone and check the shutter speed and aperture and all that kind of thing. And it effectively takes images that are what would be a digital 150 megapixels.
Wow.
So I got one of them, so I played with it this morning. I went out to the Banstead Woods, which we can go for a walk with the boys and Isla when they come. So that's really quite fun. And I just think I really love film photography. I don't know why. This is such a great thing about delayed sense of gratification.
Yeah.
Because you take a picture, I have no idea. I've just sent off 5 rolls of film from the holiday and from other bits and pieces, and I have no idea what's on them. Totally no idea.
Yeah,
so
I like the idea. I guess it's the financing of that, though, because you mentioned in the last episode or 2 episodes ago, the cost of film's gone way up.
Yeah, cost of film's ridiculous. And this new camera, for example, only takes 8 images out of 1 roll of film. And 1 roll of film is, let me do a quick calculation, £13.
Okay.
So it's just over about £1.50
a shot
every time I hit the shutter button.
Yeah, but then that makes you think. That makes you hopefully calculate the.
And that there's a lot to that part. So a very good digital camera that would be equivalent to the things that I'm using would be in the couple of £1,000s at least, right? With a lens, you're probably looking at maybe $3,000 for the equivalent film photography, megapixels and stuff, right? The old jazzy pazzies. So it takes a while to get to that amount, right? So I bought my original one that you've seen. I bought that for like 40 quid, 44 quid, and the lens is maybe 90 quid. So 130 quid all in. It's going to take me a lot of film, a lot of processing for it to actually cost me $3,000. So I think I'm all right with that, considering how nice the images come out. Like some of my favorite images I've taken of your boys and Isla.
I get that.
You know, so and I just like the fact that in this modern world where we can just be satisfied immediately with anything, like we can have in London you can have Prime delivered with it, or Amazon delivered within like 4 hours, something stupid like that, or you can go and eat whatever's in the fridge. You don't have to go and hunt it. This just feels like, gotta wait. It's going to be at least a week before I know even what's in them.
Yeah.
And even the film roll takes me like a month to get through sometimes. So anyway,
nice.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. It's been a busy few weeks. I feel like the lead up to Christmas is just, well, I think it's going to get easier now because we've done all the prep, all the Christmas present buying and stuff. But we had Isla's Christmas choir show, which was a very proud moment. It's proper theatre, kind of old school theatre you'd expect. She was up on stage like singing her heart out, and it just like tears in my eyes, and just seeing how proud I was, which was pretty special. And she wants to do more of it. So she's caught a bit of a bug in terms of getting up on stage, and so she's officially joined the choir in school. She's joined a dance group as well. So yeah, we'll see where that avenue takes her. But that was a nice thing. Also started 5K a day running, which
I've seen that, Neil.
Every day.
You don't like to hide it. You stick it on Instagram.
Every day.
Look at how great I am.
But saying that, I've inspired a friend that I think the last time he ran a 5K was 3 years ago. He went out with me this morning at 6 a.m. So that aspect of things felt really good. Like this James, you know him. He's going through a bit of a difficult time in terms of kids sleeping and just the mundane things of life and stuff like that. So the fact he put his hand up and said, "Can I join you at 6 a.m.? See how far we can go." Absolutely. So that was cool. So I've been doing that, and mentioned the weekend away with Rebecca. That was really nice. And I had my first mentoring session.
Connecting
With Rebecca. Yeah.
Very good.
Have you ever had a professional mentor before?
A professional mentor, as in there's an unprofessional mentor.
Well, a professional, as in, I guess, somebody that's helping you with your business or career or your profession.
I prefer the idea of unconditional mentor.
What does that mean?
So you can pay someone, you can pay like a business coach or a mentor or whatever else, right? You can pay them cash. So that's conditional, right? It's conditional on how much you pay them and then making sure you pay them, and then they give you the support and guidance and whatever else it'll be, right? So it's like a consultant, I guess. I like unconditional ones because they have the freedom to act and be who they want to be and offer you whatever they feel is appropriate or inappropriate in terms of advice. So an unconditional mentor is like a friend, right? Friend.
Yeah, I get that.
Former colleague, a father, a mother, a wife, partner. I quite like that idea. So I think I had a lot of unconditional mentors through my clients back in the personal training days, because they all worked in either finance, they had their businesses, or they just had various things. And they paid for my advice in terms of the personal training aspect of things. But whenever I had questions or asked them things, these people have succeeded, right? They've done good things in their lives. Mostly good things, I'm sure. But they've been intelligent and all that kind of stuff. But you just ask them questions and they can give you some interesting insights to things. Anyway, sorry, that was a long answer.
Yeah, no, so I get that. So I guess mine is semi-unconditional. I mean, there's no paycheck and there's no favors, but it's structured in terms of we're going to meet every 4 weeks. He set out a kind of a plan and agenda for that session, and I had a first one a couple of weeks ago. It was really good because I've never actually, well, not saying never, but in the last kind of 2-3 years, I haven't thought of my, 10, 15 year plan of where I want to be, break that down into how I'm going to get there and maybe the strengths and weaknesses I've got, and career advice and advice day to day in terms of how I'm managing myself. So yeah, having that was great. Felt very reflective in terms of what I've achieved, where I want to go, and what I want to do. So
where do you want to go, Neil?
CEO by the time I'm 50.
Ooh, time you're 50.
Yeah,
very good. CEO of what?
Of a company. Undecided what kind or type of company. I've never really had the aspirations of building my own company. In terms of starting from the ground up and building one. I don't know why. Maybe I've just seen a lot of people fail, or it seems quite hard.
It's hard, Neil.
Yeah,
it's hard.
So I quite like the idea of kind of working my way up experience wise and making calculated decisions of like when to move roles and when to get more experience. And then by the time I'm 45, go into that kind of CEO position in terms of when I'm 50, and then 55 retire, similar to you.
55 retire?
Yeah.
How much CEOs get paid, Neil?
Depends what you're CEO of.
I mean, it's not £10.
No. It's a lot of money. It's
a lot of money.
Could be a lot of money. Depends what the company size is. But yeah, just breaking that down and like looking at my weaknesses, and also trying to get some kind of clarity of like what I'm doing just now and where I want to go, and yada yada yada, without saying too much.
All right. Yeah. Like there's something about, and I think there's something about someone who is roughly 10 years, between 5 to 10 years ahead of where you want to be, I think is super valuable.
Yeah.
I think anything more than that's too far. You also, someone who's roughly like maybe in the region of 5 to 10 years older than you, that's achieved the things that you're trying to achieve, in my mind, it's almost the perfect type of person to have conversations with.
Yeah.
Because they have the wisdom, the experience, the foresight, the hindsight, the learned experiences, which is all that stuff, that you can really fast track what you're trying to do.
Yeah, and that's what he is to me. He's also got a wife. He's got 2 kids now that are kind of mid to late teens. So he's kind of lived through stuff I'm going through with kids and a wife and all that kind of stuff. Also a career he's had that's relatively similar to mine. So yeah, there's a lot of kind of cross paths, which I think makes it even more special.
Because sometimes if they're quite a lot bit older, or they've achieved even more success, or their business size is even bigger than yours. Like I couldn't go and speak to Jeff Bezos.
yeah,
doesn't make sense. However, I could speak to someone who's had a 20-something, 25-something agency and built it up to a certain point, right? I could definitely speak to someone like that, because they would help me the whole HR thing, the whole scaling thing, the whole client thing, the whole marketing thing. Whereas Jeff Bezos is like, we're operating at a fucking different level. He's got multiple businesses that are, billion-dollar enterprises, which is not what I'm aiming at. So that sounds good though.
Yeah. So we're making it a monthly thing and see where we go with it.
How long are the sessions? Do you make it formal, like you go to a WeWork, or do you get a coffee, or what do you do?
Yeah, so formal, hour and a half. It's broken down, like the kind of main point is that the mentoree, which is me, mentee, I've got to provide the agenda. I've got to provide the kind of talking points and be the kind of the force to drive it. And the mentor is there to provide guidance, answer the questions, and provide an unbiased kind of unemotional view of what he would do in that situation, or just kind of guide me as well, which I think is good. So yeah, monthly basis, taking actions, kind of meeting minutes, that kind of thing, what was discussed. So very formal. We're using Notion. You probably heard of Notion.
Oh yeah. Have you do you record the conversations?
No, it's a good idea though. Yeah, I could put it into.
So you should use Otter.
Yeah.
Otter.ai. You can get an app on your phone, and you can just put it down, and it will record you both having a conversation, and it will take meeting notes for you, and then give you highlights and stuff you can go back to.
Very good shout. I'm going to write that down.
It's just for anything like that, any creative meetings I have or any conversation I have, I put the Otter thing down and just record it. If they don't mind me doing that.
Yeah.
And it's just something that stores up, and you can go back. It might cost you like £10 a month or something, but I think it's a worthwhile investment.
Yeah, I mean, the mentoring is probably costing me. I mean, I bought him a couple of pints last time, but
right, there you go. Then
the breadth of experience he's got is good. So yeah, I mean that's me. Yeah. That's my last couple of weeks. Build up to Christmas is good. Elf on the Shelf's getting a bit boring now. Have you guys started Elf on the Shelf? No. You're gonna have to when the peer pressure comes in from school.
Oh right, okay. Well, they all have a little morning agenda meeting where they
what did your elf do?
What shit did the parents try and fake today?
Yeah. And it makes a talking point for the kids, and the teacher asks as well. So,
oh God, really?
the classroom's got one.
Oh no. This is where I get like pressured by society to do things that I don't actually want to do. I don't understand why I have to do it, but then you've got to do it because you're not an idiot like me, and everyone works together and does the same thing and follows the crowd and blah blah blah. Oh God.
Yeah. But one of the downsides is getting my kids up earlier. They're normally like 6:30, 7ish, and now they're like 5:30, 6, because they're like, "What's the elf done?" Right?
No, this is not. No, I'm sorry. No, there's going to be like a stipulation where the elf only gets up at 7, like at 7:30. So you won't see anything. You won't see anything unless you if you get up earlier than that.
Yeah,
there you go. That's how I'll solve it.
To bed.
Right. Okay. I'll have to solve that. You got anything planned for the weekend?
It's
been boring.
The boys have got their first football tournament, 10-minute games.
Oh, wow.
They've got 4 of them, and so they're part of Dulwich Juniors football team. Got their strips and everything now, so very official. Got their football boots. So that's quite an exciting. It was cancelled last weekend, frustratingly, because the snow. We had lots of snow last weekend, but it's a lot warmer now. So yeah, that's
what positions are they playing?
there's no goalie, and it's a free for all.
All right.
I mean,
So it's basically
five-a-side.
like gladiators. It's basically gladiators where no one dies and there's no weapons.
Yeah, half times at 5 minutes.
You just half times at 5 minutes. Wow. That might be quite interesting, because then you're now getting into the world of like passions, right?
Yeah.
And also you're perhaps going into the deep psychological relationships that young men who are now fathers had relationships with their fathers. So how do their fathers treat them when they win or lose?
Yeah, yeah.
You know. So do you think you're going to be outspoken, the ref's a wanker,
No.
father on the
I think
sidelines,
that's me.
or are you just going to passively kind of sit there and go, "Good job, guys. You lost 7-0, but it's fine. We can move on to the next one."
I think I'll be the passive kind of pat on the back. You took part. Yeah, and then if they do score a goal,
There's not much.
I'll be jumping.
There's not much at stake, really, is there? Let's be honest.
No.
Like, it's just kind of it's not like they've got like a wage packet or something, or they're going on to become professional footballers. It's literally,
Yeah,
you know, one of them might need a wee during the game, so they probably, you know, shorts down, just have a little pee in the goal thing.
yeah.
You know, someone might have kicked someone in the wrong direction or something, or someone runs in the It just sounds like it's going to be pandemonium.
They wore shin pads for the first time at the training on Monday, and Lewis was like, "Dad, somebody kicked me in the shin. I didn't feel it." He was really excited about shin pads.
There's something there. You should tell him that bubble wrap is very similar, and then just cover him in bubble wrap and get him to like just jump around.
Yeah.
He'd love that.
Yeah. So, yeah, and they get very excited. If they've scored a goal, they'll be like really ecstatic, and it's nice to see. It's nice to see they're getting that kind of competitive spirit, I guess.
Have you any of them done any 2-footed challenges yet or anything, or elbowed someone in the face?
No, there's been a ball in the face.
Oh,
But that was
Strong.
it. He got an ice pack back playing.
strong.
So,
So is that going to be your entire afternoon?
morning on Saturday, and then Rebecca's thinking about cinema for the kids on Saturday, which is like, need to get a mortgage to go to cinema now.
How much is the cinema?
You get like family deals, but it's roughly about 50, 60 quid.
What is wrong with the world, right? I'm only 36 and now it costs 60 quid to go to the bloody cinema.
Yeah.
What?
And that's
Why?
when you sneak in your own snacks and drinks.
Sneak in. I'll do what I want.
Yeah.
Charge me 60 quid.
What about you? Have you got any
and that-
lavish plans?
Lavish is... No, I never have any lavish plans. I'm a married man with a kid, Neil. We have Saturday. I'm supposed to be going to Nottingham. But the trains are not good. I don't know what's going on. Seemingly people are still upset about something.
My boss couldn't get home last night. I don't know. I can't remember where she lives. An hour out of London, and she has to stay at a friend's because the trains were just...
Yeah. I'm not up for this, so I might just have to cancel it and be like, "No, I'm not going." Like, how would you make that call, Neil? Like, part of me feels a bit like a people pleaser at times, although sometimes it comes across as I'm not. I don't want to get stuck in Nottingham,
Can you drive?
like flat out. No,
I mean, I guess I'd look at other alternate travel, bus, if train's not an option. If bus is just not an option, then I probably wouldn't
mate,
go.
I'm not getting the bus. Yeah, because if the risk is me getting stuck in Nottingham versus staying at home and not being in Nottingham.
Yeah, and that's a night away from the kid, and yeah, hotel at your expense, and
Yeah, so I might bin it, but we'll see. I'll think about it today and then I'll decide. And what else? I think that's pretty much it. We're putting up a Christmas tree on Sunday. That's gonna be mightily eventful.
nice.
Christmas tree.
Have you bought it? Have you got one?
Oh no, it's just gonna be a plastic one, Neil. Just we've got one already. We'll just put it up. I think Laura wants to get a real one at some point, but it's just a stupid idea.
It's like 100 quid.
Because-
120 quid.
Again, like two purchases in a week, I can spend £200. One of them's going to the cinema, and one's buying a tree that's going to die, and I'm going to throw it out.
And you get premium ones that smell. They've got different fragrances and stuff. Like real ones.
I used to like the simple life, Neil. When we lived on a farm,
I know. Cut down our own
And
trees.
the only way, and the only way you could connect to the internet was it would take about 5 minutes and some weird noise would come out of the machine, and then you could, click on something and eventually talk to someone. But it's like, but even like we're going to see Santa on, what is it?
Oh,
Monday we're doing Santa. Olivia's annual visit to see Santa. Yes, we're going to Dobie's Garden Centre. We're going to see Santa. And I bet your bottom dollar we've spent, being the collective I, which is Laura, has definitely spent probably 20 quid each to go and see Santa.
yeah.
Right? And it's some bloke, some bloke who's retired, who's got a wrinkly face, either grown a decent beard or a fake beard. Olivia's going to look at him and think, who the hell are you? Like last time, just scream at us because why is she talking to him?
Yeah, get a shit
And then she'll
present.
get a shitty plastic toy that won't decompose for the next 2,000 years. So it's that stuff like that, but they've got like grottos and all sorts of things where people are, you can have lunch, you can have like breakfast with Santa in like Selfridges for I think 80 quid a head.
Wow.
What world are we living in, Neil?
I know.
Do you know what I mean? There's people who can't even feed themselves in the third world, and we're sat there having a chat with a bloke who's from like Barnsley or something, who's come down to London for the day to make 80 quid a head.
Yeah. Sad.
Because it was the same with the Halloween thing, right? That was the same kind of deal.
Pumpkin picking, and you go to a pumpkin farm, and
Like, why can't we just be okay just sat in our own houses that we're paying ridiculous interest rates on?
yeah. I mean, we're not doing Santa this year. We've done it the last couple of years, but I don't think we are. I mean, it's certainly not been put on my radar.
If it's not on the Google Calendar deal, it doesn't exist.
Yeah, true.
So that will be something we'll be doing next week. But yeah, Sundays I think the Christmas tree, and then I don't know what else we'll do. We're probably going to see the grandparents at some point or hang out and do some bits and pieces. But we had those busy 10 days in Dubai, so I think it's I had to take out a couple of different mortgages for that. So I think I'd rather not spend any money at the weekend, if I'm honest. And then just kind of, I need to sit down and sort of work out what next year's going to look like. I haven't sort of planned any of that yet, so maybe I'll use the weekend to do that. Get a lie in perhaps as well, that'd be quite nice. But mate, to be honest, that's kind of it. Like, nothing that eventful.
No, I mean, it's kind of fair play when you've been in Dubai for 10 days.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
Yeah, we're definitely going to do it next year. I think it's just too easy a holiday. Don and Ollie are still going to be there, so we'll go and see them. And it's just a nice place to go. And I think Emirates were also a ridiculously good airline, right? Just amazing. Where when we got on the plane, they take your Polaroid. It feels weird, but it's not weird. And then they give you like a goodie bag for Olivia.
Was this like first class, business class?
Nah, economy, mate.
Wow,
mate. If it was business class, I'd be telling you, but that would have also cost me a couple of mortgages. But yeah, they give you a goodie bag where it comes with a little soft plain toy. You get like a backpack, Emirates backpack thing that comes with it. You get some like toys and some drawing stuff, and it was just very good. I mean, to be fair, we did have to pay full fare for the bloody seat, but
yeah,
still, they didn't have to do that. It was very good, and she was great on it. I did have a surreal moment when we were on the plane because we were on the big A380 thing, and there's an upstairs, and we're downstairs obviously because we're poor, and the staircase in the middle of the A380, Olivia was standing on it, we're just playing because she needed to stand up and move around, and I mean just to clarify for anyone who's listening to the podcast, she was only 2 steps up and I was watching her. Okay, she wasn't just running up the stairs doing whatever she wanted. But I was singing like Wheels on the Bus while she sat on the stairs, and we were singing Wheels on the Bus Go Round and Round, and singing various nursery rhymes. And I was just kind of thinking to myself, I didn't go on a plane until I was like 12.
Yeah.
And she sat here flying on the world's biggest passenger plane, coming back from Dubai on a holiday, right? She's been to America, she's been to Dubai, she's flown up to Glasgow. Like, she's been on more airplanes before she's even 3 than I have.
Yeah, mad.
But that feels good, doesn't it? Like actually, this is kind of interesting because I was thinking about it and I was kind of just observing it. Success in my 20s was like making more money, having more clients, seeing more things, buying more stuff. And now I'm like, success is just Olivia having the best life.
Yeah.
You know, like, and the best life includes going on holiday somewhere it's hot and she can just go swimming in a swimming pool and stand on the edge and go, "Daddy, ready."
Experiences,
You know,
and all
when she
that
wants
kind
to
of
jump
stuff.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate, that's success. And having ice cream at 6 p.m. sat outside enjoying it with your parents or your mum and dad after having the best day ever at the pool
Yeah.
and the beach.
I think you've hit the nail on the head.
That to me is that's success. So I'm all about trying to do that more because it was great fun. And equally, she's not going to want to talk to me when she's like 13. So that's
I know.
I'll enjoy this.
Yeah, we're hopeful for a nice big family holiday next year. Rebecca's getting very close to. I told you she's volunteering at a design agency.
Some internship thing, yeah.
Yeah, so very close to getting a full-time job.
Lovely.
Which is super exciting.
Excellent. Get if you should take the first wage out in cash and just go to the club.
I know, just literally pocket money. To be surreal saying that, and grateful I'm saying that, because there's not many families that can say they're living on one paycheck. But yeah, that's going to be a nice feeling, and hopefully summer next year we can get a family holiday.
Yeah. How did you finish that, Neil? Because you lost me.
Oh, I just said I feel a bit surreal saying that Rebecca's salary is going to be pocket money, and hopefully we can get a nice family holiday next year. Because a lot of families out there.
Dubai, Neil. Straight up Dubai. Right, that's the one for me.
Yeah,
you'd love it. Shall we finish off there? Because I'm absolutely gasping for a wee, and I've got a call at 1. So
nice. Yeah, sounds good.
Unless you've got any interesting other things to talk about.
I don't. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Great.
Episode number 101. Just to remind you, we've made it to 100 if you haven't already noticed. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Leave us a review. There's clearly more than 5. I think we've got 5 reviews or 10 reviews on Spotify. Surely we can get
10, Neil, I think.
Surely we can get to 15 or 20. Should be nice. Apparently, most of our listeners, or not most of our, like 40% or 35% of our listeners have joined this year. So there's some growth there. Yeah, Spotify playback rewind thing I got.
All right, nice.
So yeah, you can find us on Instagram as well. We don't post much, or I don't post much. YouTube episodes are going up. So check us out. Give us a thumbs up. And we'll catch you next week.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bye.